This right here is all the film that I need to scan still. Now the truth is there's a lot of great videos about scanning at home, but of course you're not going to get the quality like if you send it to a lab. Well, the thing is you actually can get a scan that's pretty decent from a home scanner like this Epson V700. Now the secret to doing that is not using the film holders that came with it, but instead doing wet mounting. What happens is you have your film which has dents in it. It might have little scuffs, little scratches. It fills in any divots or any imperfections in the film because, you know, think of it like a rugged surface. It polishes it. Now on top of that, because it's not in a film holder, which may not be perfectly level, when you sandwich it between the liquid and then in the optical plate that we put on top and press it on the glass, you get a very flat image. So not only are you gonna get a really high quality scan with this, probably comparable with your local lab, but you're also getting it pretty much for free. You need an air duster, you're gonna need some glass cleaner, you're gonna need some solution, which I'll show you in a bit. You need your acetate and also some cloths. And of course, you need a scanner. All right, now before we actually dive into showing you how to scan the stuff, I need to tell you a little bit more about the fluid and the acetate. So the first thing that you need is scanner mounting fluid. Besides the fluid, we also have this film. It's basically acetate. It's a thin sheet of transparent plastic, basically. And the way this works is you have the liquid at the bottom, then your film, then liquid, and then you sandwich it on top with this. So because we're going for the highest quality image here, make sure that you spend the extra bucks on the optical quality sheets. Again, Aztec sells them under the tag AZ42. Here it is. It's a whole box of like, what, 50 or 100 sheets that are sandwiched in between this nice paper to make sure there's no scratches on it. All right, so that's about everything. One more thing, glass cleaner. This is pretty important. Again, this is supplied by Aztec, but you can get any kind of glass cleaner that's not abrasive, and that's going to clear off any of the dust and stuff that settles on the flatbed scanner after you use the mounting fluid. All right, just like cooking, it's really important to make sure that everything has its own place. So of course we have the scanner and we have the acetate here that's sandwiched in between two pieces of the paper to protect it from any scratches or dust that falls on it. I have my glass cleaner and my rocket ship here. And this rag is for the glass cleaner. I don't want to mix it up with the second rag here that's for the mounting fluid. So I make sure that I keep them separate, and I always make sure that the glass cleaner rag always goes here and the acetate or the fluid always goes here. Next up we have the fluid. Of course I have my gloves over here to protect fingerprints from my film. And then finally, all the way at the end here, I have my laptop. So with everything in its place, we can dive all the way back here to our scanner and start getting everything ready to go. Okay, so we're all set up here. And of course, I'm gonna go really slow so that I could show you the process beginning to end. But when you actually do this yourself, you're gonna be surprised to see just how quick it goes. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my gloves. Now we're gonna use the glass cleaner. We don't need a lot, just a little spritz. And we use the cloth that we saved for only glass cleaner to go ahead and wipe this down. You can see that I'm moving the dust away from this area because this is where the scan happens. Down here, or on the sides, or even the top, it's not gonna register. This is the sweet spot right here in the middle. We use the rocket ship one more time. Now we're gonna go ahead and prep the film. All right, here's the shot that I wanna use. And if you look up close, you can actually see there's a fair amount of dust on it. So we're just gonna dust off as much of that as we can from both sides. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our scanner fluid and put it on the bed. You don't need a lot, you just need enough where there's a thin layer underneath. So I'm just gonna squirt this right on. Again, not much. And then I'm gonna lay the film on with a curve so that way it doesn't trap any bubbles. Release, and then gently get it square. Now what we need to do is I'm gonna take the rocket ship and just lightly get any of the dust that's come on the top of the film off. Now this liquid dries really quick, so we wanna press it as soon as we can in the acetate sheet. So now we'll take our acetate sheet. All right, now that our acetate's clear, we're gonna go ahead and put some of the scanner fluid on top. Again, we don't need much. And then we're gonna take the acetate, give it a slight curve, and set it over the film. So that way it gets as many bubbles out as we can, and let go. Now we'll take that second cloth that we reserved. This is not the one that we used to clean the glass. We're gonna fold it, and then lightly try to squeegee out the bubbles from the corners, as well as push any of the remaining dust off of it. Now, there's gonna be bubbles. It's kind of hard to see, but you see that there's one there. There's gonna be bubbles around the side of the film. That's okay. You just don't want any trapped underneath the film itself. But we need one more time to go with our rocket ship and try to get any remaining dust off. All right, that's ready to go. We just close the scanner and go over to the computer. So the scan is done, and now we have a raw image. It doesn't have a color profile on it, and it's about 1 gig, a little bit over 1 gig of data. So I'm gonna go ahead and process this image, and then we'll take a look at the final result.